Hi everyone, Mary Lou Andre back again with another edition of Beyond Dressing Well Live. Hello to everyone that has joined us tonight. We are doing our very special June show, which has always been our welcome summer show. So how we prepared for tonight is we did a style poll. So put in the chat if you like our style poll. We post it every Sunday night at 7 p.m. We have a lot of fun with it. And when it's the week of a live show, it really helps us get the pulse of what's going on in our community and where we can be the most assistance. So the name of tonight's show is 5 Summer Packing Hacks That Never Go Out of Style. So you're going to hear me repeat some of the tips and strategies that we have been preaching for a really long time. I have some new show and tell to make them come alive, but I'm going to really walk you through 5 of our signature summer packing hacks that really never go out of style. So what we did is we put the poll up on Sunday, and at first we were calling the show just Summer Style Hacks, but it became clear with the poll that most of you are as excited about summer as we are, but summer packing can often take the joy out of the season. So I quickly changed the blog. How many of you got the blog today? It went out around 1 o'clock. It should be in your inbox. If you didn't, put blog in the chat if you'd like to get it and you didn't, and Sarah will get it over to you. Hello, Sarah. I see you there in the chat. But it became apparent to me that I needed to change the name of the blog from 5 Summer Style Hacks to 5 Summer Packing Hacks, because the comments that came through when we did the poll were definitely, the number one was packing often is so stressful that it just takes the joy out of the season. So I'm going to focus on that tonight. The other thing was we asked, if you were confused about summer shoes. That one usually gets a really big response, not quite as much. Definitely packing was the thing. We asked about summer accessories. A lot of you said that you would really love an overview on that. So our July show is going to be all about summer accessories. So we got you. We also asked about summer color, and a lot of people said they would like help adding more color. So we got you tonight on that, and we'll certainly get into that more and more as the season progresses. And then the one that really surprised me, in addition, the packing didn't surprise me, but you can always add your own poll question into the poll. And I think it was Fran Leonard. Hello, Fran, if you're on the call tonight. Fran put, I feel prepared for summer. And Denise Jackson, Patricia Coronite, they all chimed in that they felt set for summer. And I was like, they are all in our Dressing Well insiders, so of course they feel prepared for summer. So if you've been on the fence thinking about whether or not you want to join that program, it is the biggest bang for your buck. It's $24.99 a month, $249 for the year. Sarah will put some links into the chat if you want to give that a try, but I just got a huge chuckle. Thank you, Fran, Denise, and Patricia, for saying that you felt so prepared for summer. And I know it's because you guys are diehard Insiders fans, so thank you for that. So once I did the poll and then got started with the actual blog, the blog took me honestly 10 minutes to put together, because as I said when I opened this, it's Welcome Summer show tonight, 5 summer packing hacks that never go out of style. And I could rattle those off at the top of my head, which is what I did. The blog is also beautifully illustrated, so Sarah did a great job. I always write the blog. Sarah does the photos, and then our partner in crime, Sabina Grady, who's our behind-the-scenes person, does her magic, and we send it out to all of you. But if you haven't seen it yet, definitely grab it out of your inbox, put blog in the comments, and we'll get it to you. But the 5 kind of hacks, I'm going to go through them tonight with some of the show and tell, is if you've been in our community for a while, you've heard me say this one over and over: 3 tops for every bottom. Packing just gets so easy. So last night, this is a fun story. I was invited, a good friend of mine, Janice Daly, hello Janice if you're watching, just wrote her 3rd book, and I was invited to a really beautiful party in Westwood to help celebrate the launch of the book. And there was about 8 women at this very nice event in honor of Janice. And I noticed out of the 8, 6 women had on white jeans. So I was like, this is really funny because, as you know, white jeans are, and I think you can all visualize that, a great way if you're really feeling stressed out about summer dressing. Some of you in the poll, another poll question we asked was, do last minute invitations stress you out because you don't know how to pull outfits together? We're going to just debunk all that tonight. We're going to give you strategies so that you can just put that stress aside. The magic is in the prep. So I was laughing last night because 5 different women, 5 different ages, 5 different styles, all had on, I think 4 of them were white jeans, 1 were white slacks. And the tops that they had on made the look their own, the shoes that they had on. So right away, there was another woman at the party that had black, really nice black slacks on. I know women, I know their bodies. I'm sure she just felt better in black pants. And she had on a beautiful hot pink. It was really hot here last night. Hot pink linen blouse that just looked fabulous on her. So the first thing about summer style and summer packing hacks is get yourself some really wonderful bottoms that fit you, that match your vibe, your age. They celebrate your style. They help you conceal areas of your physique that you'd rather not broadcast and kind of land there. The next thing, and I put together, I have a really busy month of June. I am away starting this weekend. I am away every weekend through August. We go to the Cape every weekend. I'm going to Long Island for a bridal shower, and I'm staying with a college roommate. So that's a fun trip next week. My husband and I are going away just together in August. I have a wedding weekend in July. So I have a lot going on. And of course, I never wait to the last minute. And because I did quite a bit of shopping last summer, and I did some summer wedding shopping when I was in Hilton Head in February, I'm actually in really good shape. I don't need to really buy much, but pulling it together and having it ready is the magic. So you guys have heard about our magical packing rack. Sarah, get the link to the rack up there. Throw a picture. So my rack is right to the left of me. I love the thing. If you don't have one, we are waiving shipping through Saturday. We just wanted to be able to kick off June with something fun. We got the rack back last June after a 5-year hiatus. So we're kind of having a little anniversary celebration. So if you don't have the rack yet, I'm telling you, this weekend, and I should be thanking you guys for these live shows because you prompt me to get my act together, but I put the rack up and I looked at my calendar and I started to put my outfits together. And of course, here in New England, you have to make sure you have weather options. So I'll go through a little bit of that with you in a moment. But again, I got my calendar out. I put the rack up. I wrote the poll, kind of just came up. I'm like, oh, what are people thinking about based on what I'm seeing? And it's usually, how many shoes do I need? The stress of getting invited somewhere and not having the right outfit, the packing, of course, adding color strategically always comes up. I mean, I know myself, I wear a lot more color in the summertime. So that's kind of where I started. And, so in your head, and I can just grab a pair of my white pants. And I also have this trick called Weekend on a Hanger. I wrote about this in a blog probably 20 years ago, and I think it's still one of the most popular blogs that we've ever posted on our website. But as you see, I started with the white. These aren't really jeans, but they read like jeans. These white pants, these were new this year. I've been living in them. This is the top that I'm wearing most frequently right now with it. I have my belt, and, I can wear my sneakers. Those of you that went to the consignment store event that we did here in Needham last month, this is what I wore because I had to be shopping. And of course, I can do I have a networking event this week. I'm going to do a white tee and wear a hot pink jacket and put on, these are one of my favorite pairs of shoes. If you don't have a good nude sandal, these are really comfortable. And as you can see, they'll really dress up the white pants. I can wear them with this dress that I have on if I want. But I know that when I'm looking at shoes, as long as I have a really good nude, I like these too because of the cork, just lighter. And whenever I have cork shoes, they just tend to be really comfortable. So that's just an example. I have many things on my rack that I can wear with these white pants. I can even do, you know, this little jacket that's been hanging around for a long time. You know, if I'm going to Long Island next weekend and it's really hot, I'm definitely going to bring this little jacket. This top is cute. I could do all white. I could do red. You get the gist. So start your summer shopping in your closet, getting ready for trips, getting rid of the stress if I have nothing to wear by landing on 4 to 5, maybe 6 to 7, depending on how busy you are, awesome bottoms. If you're not a pant girl, get a skirt. We're going to get into dresses in a minute, but really having those awesome base pieces that you can pack very quickly. And one of the rules of thumb is 3 tops for every bottom. So that's tip number 1. Tip number 2, and this one I think I came up with this one last year, so this is pretty new. I think I was doing it always, but it definitely hadn't really solidified into my repertoire of tips, and I find myself sharing this with a lot of clients. So 3 shoes for every dress. So if I'm taking this dress with me, which I really like, I like this dress because of the sleeves, to be honest. I wore this on Mother's Day. I wore this to a baby shower that was really cold and rainy this spring. And I can certainly do the cork shoe. But when I talk about having 3 shoes for every dress, I love red right now. Those of you that saw my fun post on the jellies this week, boy, did jellies bring up a lot of people are like, they only belong on the beach. But I was at Bloomingdale's on Sunday, and I just laughed because I was walking into, I posted about it. These jellies, they're Sam Edelman. I bought them last year, and they just caught my eye, and I liked them, and I ended up living in them because they're so comfortable. But they had them with a designer dress, and they were showing them on the mannequin walking into the store. So I just cracked up. I bought these on sale. I think I paid about $20 or $30 for these. Right now they're about $46. I found them on Dillard's. I put a link. Sarah will add a link to these, but these are really fun. So I've actually worn these with this dress. I've worn these with this dress. I have worn my red heels with this dress. And of course I can do my sneakers. And I added red sneakers this year just because my 3rd tip is really about unifying with color. So when you kind of pick one color for your pack, so load up on the white jeans, blue jeans, white denim jacket, navy denim jacket, you know, whatever your base neutrals are. And then if you start to add one signature color, all of a sudden you have a lot of things to wear and you don't have a lot in that suitcase. Because even with this little jacket, the top I have with it is orange, but if I put a navy red or white t-shirt with the same white pants and these sneakers, I'm ready to go. And what I love about these little layering pieces, this is cotton, is they're really lightweight. And if you live somewhere where it gets chilly at night, making sure you have some of these is important. So when you're lining up your rack, I do my pants first, my dresses that I really love, and then I'm putting the layering pieces in. And I'm not doing the shoes yet. I'm not doing the accessories yet. So then I go right to the dress, because having a dress that you can dress up and dress down is key, especially when you're traveling. So I get the dress and then I add 3 shoes that I can wear with the dress. And then to take it to a new level is I try to get away with just those 3 shoes, if that makes sense. Sometimes I can, sometimes I can't, but if I can get away with 3 pairs of shoes, I just start eliminating things from my rack that don't match the shoes if I'm really gonna do a tight pack. So we talked about the 3 tops for every bottom. We talked about 3 shoes for every dress. I hope that makes sense. We talked about unifying with color. And the next way to simplify summer, and certainly simplify a summer pack, is with sets. They are having a moment. I am completely obsessed, and they just make everything easy. So I'm going to give you an example of what I'm bringing to Long Island next week. So this is the dress that I'm actually wearing to the shower. If it's chilly, I have arm coverage. If it's really hot, this is linen. And the shoes that I love to wear with this dress are these white sandals. So if I have room, I'll put them in, but I certainly can go into these red ones. I can certainly wear the jellies. I think it's at somebody's house and it might be on a lawn. I give myself lots of options, and even I have my nice summer bag has room for those jellies in it. And some of you, and I think Jane Matson, if you're on the call, you were asking about accessories. So I even went through and I hung, I'm gonna wear this necklace with this dress. So I didn't wait till the last minute. I have it all planned. And, you know, with the dress, it's one hanger. And my other trick that I've just started sharing with my kids, because they have so many weddings, is I buy these garment bags on Amazon. They're really inexpensive. I save garment bags from stores. But this is how I'm taking the ferry to Long Island. So I'll have my car, and I will put this dress in there. I will leave the necklace on in there. And this is how I will pack this dress. So I can see it. It's not going to get wrinkled. And I can even throw these shoes in there if I want. So I can put the shoes in there if I don't have room in another bag. And then the other, you know, when I go down, I will probably bring I will wear white jeans. I'm planning on wearing my little red sneakers. I will wear, you guys that have been hanging around for a while, you've seen me talk about these tops. I have them in a white and a navy. I'll wear the white or the navy, and then I have this sweater that I really like. Isn't that pretty? And I can wear this around my neck. And when I'm on the ferry and it gets chilly, I can put it on. So that's all ready to go. And all of this is stuff that I had. I didn't have to spend any money yet. And where I was going with the sets is when I do get to my friend's house, you know, we'll probably go out to dinner. I have an outfit for that. And, you know, I love these sets. I shot a video on them. These are from Uniqlo. They are so amazing. I have been living in this all spring. But when I go to someone's home, you know, I'll have my PJs. But when I get up in the morning and, you know, the shower's at 11, so I won't be at her house too long. But I'll just have a nice set to put on if we go for a walk. I've got, you know, these sneakers. I can do the red sneakers. So I hope that that's making sense. When we talk about sets, another one that when I come back in July, I'm going to do a whole thing on accessories. And I have my beach bag here, but I'm not going to go through it. I'm going to wait for July. But I just picked this up when I was out. We spend a lot of time on the boat. I haven't even tried it on yet, but I just thought it was so great. But this is what I mean about the sets. So if you've got this in your bag and you can wear this to the beach, you can wear this, you know, hanging around, going to get coffee, but it's shorts and a matching top. You can also make your own sets. I have been making sets for a long time, and this is one of my favorites that I made a couple years ago. But this is just, I think this is the Gap, and it's the navy and white again. And then this is I don't even know what brand this is, but you see how that goes together? And I actually, when I'm on the boat, I oftentimes will just put this in my beach bag because I can put this on over my bathing suit if it gets chilly. You get the gist. So I definitely make my own sets, and I'm so thrilled that they're so in style now because it makes it so much easier for everybody to get in on the ease of sets. And the fifth tip, the last tip, is to have a weekend getaway bag. I have been preaching this one for, oh my goodness, a very long time. And my getaway bag right now is this, you guys saw it on one of the live shows. It's just this, you know, navy MZ Wallace, but it's really lightweight. It fits a lot. And the time to set it up. So as I said, I work in Needham most weeks. I'm at the Cape for a couple weeks, but I'm back and forth. And I'm going a lot of different places this summer. So this is for car trips, local trips. We're not talking about the plane. I did a whole, you can look, we have a really good YouTube channel. Sarah can put that up in the chat. I did a 3-part series on capsule wardrobing, and I did a whole thing on airplane travel. I think it was last January I did that. But I'm just talking about packing, getting outfits together that you feel really good about, that you can take on the road, that are less stressful. So this is my getaway bag. I always have a raincoat. This is my summer raincoat. I always have that in there. I have my hair dryer, and I actually keep my hair dryer, I keep everything in here because if I'm at home, I just go and I grab it. You know, my makeup bag is in there. I have, this is my little jewelry pouch. So even when I go to Long Island, when I travel, other than if I'm going to an event like a shower and I have that necklace that's, you know, perfect for that dress, I usually do like gold hoops, silver hoops. I keep it pretty simple when I'm traveling. But that's in there, so I know where it is. I have another little container with some of my sun products, but those are my tips. I'll show you a couple more outfits because there definitely was a lot of comments in the chat and in the poll that we ran. And I'm going to save most of the accessories. I have some really cool summer accessories that I can't wait to show you, but I'm going to wait till July to do that. But I'm just looking at my notes here. Yeah, that's just and the other big tip is I used to, before we had a house at the Cape, I used to stay at my mom's every weekend, and I would literally go from my car to the laundry room with my getaway bags. I had one for me, one for the kids, and I would wash. That's another tip. If you're someone that's on the go, just, leaving it in your laundry room and packing it, the things that you wear all the time. But right now I have PJs in there. I have, my sets that I like that are really easy. And then depending on the trip, I'll throw in, what do I have here? White t-shirts, these sandals I'm wearing a lot. And by the way, I'm really organized at home. Like I have this little box, and these are kind of the sandals. Like these will end up staying at the Cape because they're really summer, but like these come back and forth with me. So I just have this little box, and then I can put from the box into my bag, and I'm not forgetting anything. So the name of the game is simplify. The name of the game is look at what you have first. Have a little checklist in the blog. If you didn't get the blog, go on our website, dressingwell.com/blog, and you'll get these tips. And just start it really simply. And like last night, I got invited to that book signing event pretty last minute. The weather was super hot. And for those of you that said that, you're totally stressed out when you get last minute social invitations, these are really one of my favorite pairs of pants. I did not wear them often last summer because honestly, I didn't take the time to put them together. I bought these about 2 years ago in Florida when the bigger trend was coming in. They look fantastic. So this year I took the time to go through my closet and see what really matched them. And they look great with these shoes. because they're a little baggy and I'm on the petite side, elevating them with heels is a nice look. They also do look great with my sneakers too. And when I do it with the sneakers, I'll show you the top that I do. And last night, so I had this top in my closet for a really long time and it was just really too long. So I had it shortened, and because these are so high-waisted, I wore this last night. I did a half tuck. I had a really fun belt, though I thought I brought it down. I had a belt that it's a very summer woven belt, and I just did I did some layering. I did some gold necklaces here, and I just felt great in that. When I do it with sneakers, this t-shirt, which is just, it's cream, you know, I do it with that, and it's a little boxier, and the whole thing just works. And again, the 3 tops for every pants. I have this top that was hiding with all my suits because I used to wear it with suit jackets, but when I put it on with this and then throw a jean jacket over it, it's awesome. So these are going to be traveling with me quite a bit. This is not something that I would like throw into a bag. So this is what I mean about weekend on a hanger. I can do this. I can put the jean jacket. I can throw some jewelry with it. And then it's hanging. I can either pack it when I travel by plane. You can pack it into the suitcase. But I use those travel bags to get me back and forth when I'm using my car. So I hope what else is over here on my rack? That's about it. I have some other things, but those were really what I wanted to cover tonight. So I hope, as we always say, I hope you took 1, 2, maybe 3 or 4 tips that worked for you. I hope that this program provided some guidance, a framework, and it takes the stress out of dress in what is truly the most glorious time of the year. So we are open all summer. If you need some help, it's really easy for us to come over and look at what you have, piece it together, identify what's missing, get in your jewelry drawer, put jewelry with things that will just blow your mind, will make you feel so happy. And when you do need to shop, we are available for shopping as well. So happy summer. She is here. We will be back in July. The show will be on accessories, and then we'll be back in August as well. We always have an annual My Favorite Things in August, and I'm already collecting some of them. I'm looking at them to share with you. But you know where to find us. If you'd like to buy the rack, again, free shipping until midnight this Saturday, $99. It is one of the best investments you'll ever make. Get our blog, read our blog, and if you'd like to join Insiders and be like Denise, Patricia, and Fran and feel that they are very prepared for summer, Sarah, please put the link to join Insiders. The next Insiders is July 6th. It'll be here before we know it. Sarah does an amazing job with that program. And there's also some special events and things that we do. We have a really beautiful outing actually in August for that group. So I'm going to go have my dinner, and I am going to say goodnight to all of you, but thank you for tuning in. And again, I hope some of these ideas really helped make your summer style successful. See you later, everybody. Bye-bye.